Hello, my loves. How are you? Today, we're going to dive into messages connected with the 888 portal energy since we're in an 8 year and where it's going to take us beyond this point, this pivot point. I know we've been working with the portal energies for a few weeks, but this is going to be specifically for the Twin Flame Divine Counterpart Collective, and we're just going to bring in what's going to be the most beneficial as the overarching energies of these collectives are here to support the anchoring and stabilization of sacred union and unity consciousness on our planet Earth, which I'm also going to be working with, supporting, and holding sacred space for in tomorrow's Sacred Circle of Love. I will put all of that information in the pinned comment, but we're just going to dive straight away into whatever messages want to come through, because I know some of you, depending on where you are in the world, you're already in the 8-8 energies, even though where I am right now, it's currently only the 7th. But I know that many of you are on the other side of the world and already in the portal energy. So I wanted to bring this through for your wave as you're leading the energies. All right. What do we got for the divine feminine and divine masculine energies, these sacred divine connections? Just any support, any messages. I'm just going to leave it. I feel guided to leave it wide open. Okay. Okay, beautiful. We have the initiation and adaptability. And what is immediately coming out of the gate for all of you here with me is to honor that as you have walked your initiation, or you are in process of walking your initiation, integrating the initiation that your divine counterpart twin flame provided for you, regardless if you are a feminine or masculine or how you identify, and how you have adapted to that initiation, how you have integrated it, how you have unraveled and released toxicity, how you've cleared ancestral and past life patterns, how you've retrieved your essence and your inner child, how you're walking with more awareness and how you care for yourself and how you care for others, how you're living these newer 5D consciousness, unity conscious ways of being in this physical world, how you're working through that embodiment process and becoming the beacon through your actions and through your learning processes. And this feels very important to acknowledge the power and importance of the initiation process. In the adaptability process is about being able to adapt to what you're experiencing on these deep soul, gorgeous, higher self levels, and then how you're translating that into human physical world physicality. And that takes a tremendous amount of adaptability, my loves, because you're going from one way of being, and then you're shifting into a new way of being. Your soul remembers all of this. Your soul and your higher self has access to all of this information at the higher levels. But your human self, your physical body, and how you interact in the world is the one that's doing the work. Okay. And so, this initiation and adaptability of actually embodying more and more of that soul essence and higher self essence is this ascension process. Okay. And those of you here with me have been initiated or more deeply initiated into your awakening and ascension process through this twin flame divine counterpart initiation. And so that's what led you here to connect with me. And so now that we are honoring and becoming aware more deeply of just how important this initiation process is, not only to your connection and for your own growth, but for what we're actually seeing, sensing, and witnessing within our physical world as Earth is going through this transformational ascension process from a 3D world into 5D consciousness as we're navigating that 4D bridge of unraveling the old and building the new. Okay. And so, as above, so below, as within, so without. So, what you're doing on an internal process is happening and being reflected in the external. And it's again the microcosm to the macrocosm. What you're working on, what you're focusing on and intending is part of the bigger collective consciousness. And in a sense, it's the way that you get to vote for the direction of the planet Earth. As you want to see more unity consciousness, as you take the reins and responsibility for embodying those essences within yourself, you are not only casting your vote, but actually walking your talk, my loves. Okay. So let's see what else we got. I do feel guided to pull some messages from the masculine collective. And then, of course, I'm going to go into the feminine collective. Let's see what we got. The energies got a little shaky. These energies have been quite intense. I want to speak on really, really quick. Obviously, we just had the new moon. We're in Mercury retrograde. We're moving in and embodying through this 8-8 portal, which is always a very profound expansion time. And I think it was 2 days ago we got hit with 2x class solar flares. That day, I don't know how you guys have been doing, but that day I literally had to just sit on my kitchen floor because the energies were so intense. I almost blacked out. And I was able to recover quickly, but between those solar flares and the energy that I was working on through that day for the circles and for my own energies and in sessions, it was quite an intense few hours of energy. And as my day closed out with sessions, the energy closed up as well. So a lot of information, a lot of energy, a lot of transformation was coming through, has been in process. Before I dive into these messages, all of a sudden, maybe this is what they want me to bring through. Some of the really big themes that I have been seeing that will most likely get touched on in tomorrow's circle is that very large portions of our inner child or soul essence are being freed. I know that you guys have been working away, but there has been like this shifting point where very large amounts are being thawed and reintegrated very, very quickly. There's also been another important process that I've seen. You know, if you've been here with me, that I work deeply on supporting, clearing, and healing those core soul wounds or core separation wounds. And this theme has come up as well over the last few weeks. And what I've been seeing in sessions is actually where we're getting to where the original rip happened. And it is like we've done so many layers of like what I was saying in the last video, where we were so buried in the distortion. It takes a while to get to the roots of some of these main patterns, especially because it's been going on for centuries or lifetimes. And as a collective, we're definitely reaching the opportunity. I'm seeing this on a big scale to be at the point where we're actually not only healing the wound, but now we're at that original rip, and that is healing and sealing. That was part of what I was experiencing during those solar flares, and the energy actually felt like a tornado, almost, or like a black hole. Like the energy ripped and then it was being sucked out and shifted. And it came through that this was the energy that happened during those original rips. And it was coming up not because it was reoccurring, but because it was actually coming up to be healed and sealed. And a restoration of our true core soul energy is in process. And I feel like this is very interconnected with this larger soul, inner child soul retrieval essence. So those are two very, very big themes that are occurring. And I've been seeing it with clients I've worked with. I've been seeing it with new people that are coming out of nowhere and having like these huge, like inner child retrieval sessions and things of this nature. Or, yes, there's even a stream for those of you connected back to like the Lemurian, Atlantis, Avalon types of energies where some of those core soul wound rips were occurring in the separations. Those are healing at much deeper levels. We are healing so deeply and moving into such a time of beautiful momentum that the opportunity to move through these old patterns and to step into our integrated selves and our full embodiment is happening more and more and more quickly. Okay, I'm really noticing a big shift with that. So I'm excited about that because it feels like people are really going to be able to build some momentum with grounding into their true soul essence, which that's what we're here for, my loves. Okay, so now we'll dive into our masculine and feminine messages. Thank you for bearing with me. But when those come through, you know I got to share them. Okay. So, all right, let's see what we got with the masculines. With the masculines, we have the High Priestess, the Seven of Swords, and the Page of Cups. And this immediately speaks to me about the masculine collectives receiving these codes and being in the process of integrating them, shedding what is no longer serving, shedding where they may have been self betraying. Now, mind you, whether you're masculine or feminine, you can read this, listen to this, interpret it, please, for your own internal essences and then also for your connection. Okay. But this shedding, like this shedding of those old hurts and pains and distortions, is like literally what I'm seeing is like these solar flares, these downloads, these higher energetic 5D and higher energies are streaming in through our sun. And it's literally like being received for those who are able to receive it and perceive it. And it's just shedding the things that are no longer working. What I'm getting is that where in our systems or where people might be feeling some stuck energy is like when we get these energies come in so quickly, if there's a backlog or we're not having space, enough space to process, it can feel a bit disorienting. Okay. And so it's very, very important that you carve out some time to be still, to be quiet, to have some alone time. It's 1:11 here right now as I'm saying that. So, whatever it is that you're needing to give yourself space, and you're going to know that you're needing space, and it can present in different ways. So, it can feel like an emotional overwhelm, or it can feel like a physical sort of almost the feeling I'm feeling in my body when I look at this, ironically, is almost feeling like you don't fit into your body. You might feel a little squished or a little discombobulated, almost like you need to go to the chiropractor. And you may or may not want to do that. But what is happening is as more and more of that soul essence is wanting to embody the old information that's not actually in alignment with you wants to get cleared out and cleaned up so that you can actually fit into your body, so the essence can fit in. So you may feel that it can be helpful to have some movement, some stretching, some walking, take baths, ground, take a shower, go swimming. Sometimes it's literally just sitting there and staring at the wall or vegging out on a TV show where you're just letting the energy process in the background. Or you take what's called a download nap and you just go lay down and let it process. You'll kind of know it's a sign of a download nap where you're asleep, but you're kind of awake and you're aware that a lot of things are happening, but you might not remember it, or you might get flashes or images. Don't worry, you don't have to remember. Your subconscious and your consciousness is processing it for you. But this feels like this is happening for the collective in general. And the masculines are acknowledging that this process is happening. And when I feel into it energetically, I'll keep it all the way real. It does feel like they're getting pretty bombarded right at this moment. So for any of you that might be feeling that, let me know. It's good to sort of let your soul stretch out, envision that higher soul star in your earth star chakra and let your soul expand through an energetic portal. I do have a playlist of meditations here on the channel that touch in with those points if you sort of want to feel that opening and expansion and space within your system. This feels important, providing yourself space. Okay. And it can be as simple as breathing and just letting and imagining your aura or your energy is just opening and expanding in every direction, almost like wings. Okay. And feeling that potential of just letting yourself have space, even if you're not fully certain what it's going to be or where it's headed, as you are receiving the downloads, just give yourself the space to receive and process those. And over time, you will see the results or understanding of what you were needing to receive and process. Okay. Very beautiful. Wow. All right. And for the feminines, what would the feminines like to share? I'm also going to do a shared heart space to close this out, but we're going to go into the feminines and then see where we're at. This was with anchoring the sacred union energies onto our planet. These two flew out and onto my lap and upside down. So, with that energy, it feels like something that the feminines are in the middle of processing, and it's like at that middle point. So this is already in process and occurring. And it is the moon and the king of swords. It's immediately coming through twofold with me. And this feels like there are depths of the sacred feminine energies that are actually thawing at deeper levels than maybe she realized. And it feels connected, ironically or not, with her own internal masculine energies and or her connections and communication with masculines. And the second level feels like where there has been something frozen between the feminine and masculine collectives, it is in the process of thawing out, and it's going to be coming into the light. It feels very much so that it's basically this energy where you have been aligning and asking for the highest timeline, where you've been asking for the truth, where you've been surrendering to the higher power and being honest with yourself and embodying and unraveling, bypassing and thawing out the parts of yourself. What is happening? It is thawing out the soul truth, and this is occurring within your energetic fields as the feminine. But now I feel why I said I was guided to go into the heart space, because it very much feels like it is specifically thawing out truth between the divine counterparts. And this is making me think about how the divine feminines are at the forefront of the energetic and spiritual part of the work within the connection. And so, as she's thawing, as she's working, as she's letting herself drop deeper into the truth, and she's holding it without running and freezing and walling and just being comfortable with whatever is, holding herself through her processes, through her triggers. It doesn't mean everything's perfect, but it does mean she's handling the reins, again, masculine or feminine, if you're working within these energies. And what this is doing is her capacity to go deeper and to stabilize more deeply within whatever is uncomfortable and return to a homeostasis neutrality more quickly. It is allowing this truth to thaw within the sacred divine masculine collective, within herself and within her connection and across the planet. Again, this feels like things that we're seeing in real time on a planetary scale. Wow, I can feel in my system where it's all connected, and I can feel that this is the pocket we're going to be working on in the circle tomorrow. There will be pieces of whatever is needing to be thawed and whatever is needing to be freed to come to the light of truth, we will be working on, especially as it connects to the heart space and our internal inner union energies in the shared space, in the counterpart connections as the higher self guides. Of course, this is always your higher self, your soul is always in control of your experience. And we always honor the connections and whatever is for the highest good. Nothing is ever forced, my loves. So, whatever is needing to take place, or however you choose to work with these essences, it's coming through to set that intention to allow that heart space and whatever energies are within you that are starting to thaw out, to just thaw more deeply, especially over this next 24 to 48 hours and beyond. This feels very much like these energies are going to be moving forward with us. This I'm sensing as I'm saying this, I'm getting 3 to 4 months out. Of course, this can go in waves, and I'm not usually someone who predicts timing in that. But if I feel an essence and I get a checkpoint, I definitely will share it with you. So we're looking again out like 3 or 4 months. So November, December, towards the end of this year. Okay. Now, what are we going to dive into for the heart space? The shared heart space. They want me to get actually the traditional tarot, and we're going to pull from the priestess of light as well. We're just going to go with a whole different deck. Oh, okay. Is there more? Nope. We're going to go right with that. So we got the Queen of Cups in the shared heart space. So to me, it's wow, interconnecting with where the feminines are thawing that emotion is allowing the masculines to thaw their emotions in the shared heart space. There's something syncing up with the internal masculine and feminine energies in the heart space that is being mirrored in the connections. So as the feminine thaws and steps into her balanced, mastered emotions, again, it allows the masculines to start to see the truth of their emotions and the truth of the connection, which awakens more of the feminine's vision and truth of the connection. And it really builds into this energy of reciprocity. Okay. So it feels in this message, if there's something you've been wanting to focus on, if it's helpful, really asking to thaw out any frozen energies or emotions in the heart space that may be lingering, any residuals from past frozen areas, and any places you can open more deeply to your internal union. And again, of course, sharing the results into the energy of your connection as guided. Okay. And now we're going to close out with one card from the Priestess of Light deck and one from the True Love deck. All right, my loves. Let's see what we got. I love it. We got Circle of Eternal Joy. Very much. Oh, I forgot to tell you, before I sat down to do this, I was guided to put abundance oil on the sacral chakra and joy oil on the high heart. So this whole video was infused with the essence and creation and co-creation of abundance and joy. And I forgot to tell you at the beginning, but our higher selves remembered to make sure that that message came through. All right, what else? The divine feminine. Wow. And the sacred woman was on the bottom. Okay. So this is becoming very evidently clear right now that the divine and sacred feminine collectives are being called into her heart, into her strength, into her emotion. And it not only feels like she's being called to anchor into that, but this feels like a very important message, a testament to the strength that you've been embodying, your capacity to hold and maintain and honor these energies and to hold unconditional love and unity consciousness enough within you and within your awareness that it's allowing the divine masculine collectives to go into their next steps and stages. It's wanting to come through the very deep importance of the divine feminine, allowing herself to ground into the earth and to expand up to source and to truly drop into embodying, thawing, and breathing her own sacred life into every single cell of her heart. And as she does that, it's supporting the divine sacred masculine collective as well, my loves. Even as I'm speaking these words, I feel more and more and more and more petals in that gorgeous heart space opening. And what's coming is that there might even be more chambers or depths to your heart that you didn't even know existed, my loves. Just keep allowing yourself to drop deeper into that heart space for yourself with that intention and allow it to open and unfold. Set your intentions for whatever you're wanting to build and create for your joy, for your abundance, for your love, for your stability, for your gorgeous, beautiful, stabilized creations of unity, consciousness, and sacred union. The keys are within your heart, my loves. The keys are within your heart. Allow those to come forward and allow those to support you and hope to unlock the sacred masculines as they are also intending to unlock and thaw out their own truth, working in tandem together in this 888 energy and beyond. And of course, that's why I was guided to bring in the abundance, right? The 8-8 energy signifies infinity, infinite times, and infinite abundance. All right, my loves, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful rest of your day and 8-8 energies. And for those of you joining me tomorrow, I'm looking forward to connecting with you. And I will see you all very, very soon. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.